2, 1.
Hey everyone, this is Anna Maria with Henschel Chiropractic. Today we're going to talk about your mid-back, and I'm going to use the word QL, right, which is short for your quadratus lumborum. Don't worry, there's not a pop quiz after this video. From here on out, I'm just going to call it your QL. And those are the big muscles, if you've seen, on someone's back, right, where you've got your spine in the middle, and then you've got these two columns, these big columns that go all the way down, and that's your QL. And it is responsible for so much discomfort in a lot of people's backs. So how do we stretch it, right? That's something that comes up all the time. Like, oh gosh, it just feels so locked up, and I don't know how to loosen it up. So lots of things we can do. The first is we're just gonna straight up find a little bit of lift. Okay, so right now I've got my right hand down next to me. I'm gonna keep that left hip anchored down, and I'll start to soften that right elbow. And this is really stretching mostly my obliques, but it's starting to get into that QL, okay? But this is where we start. And remember that your breath, right, because of the way our respiration works, as you take that deep inhale, your ribs are gonna separate, and that's gonna help you stretch. So every time you're stretching, you're really gonna inhale. Feel those ribs lift, they're helping you out, and then exhale, find the softness, okay? You can close your eyes, and then I'll find the other side. I'm just gonna bring that left hand next to me, soften the left elbow, right arm is gonna reach up. Now it's really reaching up, okay? Oftentimes I'll see someone sort of do a ballerina thing here, and I don't want this. Lift, lift, right? I'm pulling my shoulder blade up. I'm lifting my rib cage up. I'm finding that big stretch that requires energy. So feel like there's lightning coming out of your fingertips. Big, 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 big. And then I'm gonna come back down to neutral, okay? Now I'm gonna find a little bit of a twist. So now I'm gonna bring my right hand in front of me and bring that left arm over, and that's going to be a little bit of a different stretch now that I'm rotating from the ribs. I'm going to lift it up and over. Super important. This hip is going to want to lift up, okay? You're going to keep it down. So even if that means, like, I know it's super satisfying and it's a huge buzzkill, you're going to keep it down, even if it reduces how far you come over, okay? And then I'm going to switch and bring that left hand in front of me and start to bring that right arm up and over. And then I'll bring that right hand down. Now I'm starting to walk my fingertips forward and lean your heart forward. So those of you who have more mobility, like I'm a yoga teacher, you just lay it out. Lots of people don't do that, right? So for you, leaning forward might mean here. And that's like a lot of sensation, right? Yeah, great. There's no wrong answers when you're stretching, right? The only wrong answer is like pain. We don't want pain. So we're never working to the point where you're feeling that pain. And that's a lot of that reason is because once you're in pain, like real pain, your central nervous system kicks in and fights you. So then it becomes counterproductive. So we're always working to the point where you feel sensation, but not pain. Okay, and if any of the stretches that I'm ever telling you to do like really cause pain, you are not to do them, right? You have my permission to go, turn it off and walk away. So now I'm gonna walk my hands about 45 degrees out and start to reach my heart forward. Both of my hips are still planted on the mat. Now I'm feeling a really nice big stretch here on my low back, on my mid back, which is what we're looking for here, right? Now, my hands right now are even. I'm gonna inch my left fingertips a little bit further, and that's gonna make a big difference in that stretch. And then I'll walk back through center, over about 45 degrees here to the left, right? And just start to inch those right fingertips forward. And again, maybe you're here, inching your fingertips forward. That's perfectly good place to work, okay? Good. Eventually, we're gonna bring one foot forward. And if this knee is way up, yeah, okay. In fact, if this knee is way up, you're gonna grab a block or a few pillows. And you're just gonna let it be up, right? It's not hurting anything, not hurting anyone being up, right? So let it be up. What if the reason we're doing that is that it can be super distracting, a little bit destabilizing if it's floating in space because of a lack of flexibility. So give it a home. Let it land on something. I'm gonna turn my rib cage over towards this bent leg, and then I'm gonna reach this left arm around. Now this is gonna be a nice big stretch. You're really gonna feel that all the way up, from your low back through your mid back, all the way up. What's important here is that we're not collapsing, okay? So we're trying to send your heart up and over. And then we'll switch. All of these stretches you're gonna hold 30 seconds-ish or so. If you can do it every day, do it every day. If you can do 3 sets of 30 seconds, even better. You'll see a little bit quicker results. But do what you can. If it's torture, we're not in the business of torture, okay? So you work where your body is letting you work. Bring that over. My rib cage is pointing over to this bent knee. I've got it propped up because I've got, in theory, lots of hip stuff going on. And just feel that stretch. Now, some of you are gonna be here, and you're gonna feel a nice big stretch. When you feel it, you've arrived. You're already there, you're in it, right? And if you have shoulder impingement and just bringing your arm up overhead is really problematic, you can still do this. Just hold on to your shoulder, open up your rib, and just lean, okay? Right? You can even do it with your arm down, right? Let's say you just had shoulder surgery. You can still do this stretch. Try and shrug it up. You can create just as much shoulder elevation by lifting your shoulder up as bringing it up and over, okay? Is it as effective? No, but does it get the job done and get you into the stretch? Yes, it does, okay? Now, finding a little bit more functional movement with that is also important, right? Twisting, twisting, twisting. Everybody should be twisting. If you've not ever heard me rant about twisting, consider yourself lucky, number one. All right, hips even. I'm gonna twist. Right, now I'm using those obliques, using the QL. Nothing else is moving. I'm twisting from the thoracic, right? That's part of your spine. That is behind your rib cage. That's where we want those twists to come. Right? You can find a little bit more of a stretch with your twist. So now we talked a little bit on our hamstring video about dynamic stretching, about how important it is to move through range of motion as you're stretching. And this is gonna help me really do that. Now, those of you who are golfers should be doing this on the regular. Good, so you can see that I'm moving this bar and rotating it at the same time. You can use anything. You can use a broomstick, you can use your mop, you can use a golf club if you are a golfer. But make sure that you're working that. If you have access to a cable machine and you can start mimicking that movement. Right now I'm gonna go across and down, right? Across and down, and start to add weight and build strength to your QL so that you are stretching and building strength all at the same time. And likewise, you can even do this with a TheraBand just hooked onto the leg of a coffee table, okay? Stem away from it, and now I'm gonna go up, right? So I'm not just crossing and going down. Now I'm pulling up also. So I'm getting the stretch and the work. All right, thanks for joining us.